But let's pivot to politics north of the border. Of course, there's a lot of stake for the Conservative Party of Canada. They were meeting recently this week in Halifax, Nova Scotia, a party caucus to talk about the future. Parliament will be back in session, of course, on Monday, and the party has to choose a new leader. We can tell you, though, that Candice Bergen is the new House Leader for the Conservatives. She is an MP from Manitoba. She will be replacing Andrew Scheer, who stepped down from the position earlier this week. And Candice is standing by at our studios in Ottawa. Good afternoon. Thanks for this today.
Good afternoon. Great to be with you.
So what do you make of your new role?
Well, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to the challenges and the opportunity. I've been a member of Parliament for 8 years, so to be able to work as the House Leader obviously is a huge honor, and I'm very excited about it.
This means, I gather, that you will not be seeking the leadership of the party. Was that a difficult decision for you to make?
That's true. I won't be seeking the leadership of the party, and it was something that I considered and gave thought to. But when the leader asked me to take on this position, I looked at the skills that I have and the things that we need to accomplish for Canadians over the next little while. So I'm very happy to take on this role.
How do you feel about being the first woman to hold this post for the Conservatives?
Well, I mean, I think that that's something that people will talk about, and it's again a good thing. But I'm more focused on the qualifications that I have, the merit that I bring to this role. As an 8-year member of Parliament, I've been a cabinet minister. You might recall, brought my own private member's bill through the legislative process. So I'm really looking forward to using that experience as well as the relationships that I've built with other members from both the Liberal side and the NDP side, and our own opposition critics. I'm really looking forward to that kind of work. When I was Parliamentary Secretary for Public Safety, I was known, although I'm pretty strong, straightforward, but I work well with opposition colleagues, so I'm looking forward to doing that.
What do you think your top priority is going to be in this new role?
You know, there's no doubt we as a caucus just met. We agreed that our top priority is standing up for Canadian taxpayers. We see a Liberal government that is spending money, that is planning on raising taxes on everyday Canadians to pay for all of their spending. So our main goal will be to be standing up for Canadians who are paying taxes, who are really worried about their jobs, about making ends meet. But we also have a very strong role to play in terms of ensuring that the Liberals respect Parliament. We know even on Monday, Tuesday, the Prime Minister will be at the UN talking about possibly putting our men and women in harm's way, not telling Canadians about it, not telling Parliament about it, and that's a concern. So we'll be holding them to account in terms of respect for Parliament, but also for the everyday Canadian taxpayer.
Is this an uphill battle, Candice, going into this parliamentary session next week, facing a Prime Minister and a Liberal Party that are very popular in the polls? Does that add a different dimension to your role?
Well, I think it's certainly something that we recognized. And when we all came back after October 19th, that was part of what we discussed and part of our plan, that we knew that we were a strong opposition caucus and we needed to utilize those strengths. So we have really good, not only some of the more seasoned MPs, but some of the newer MPs who are part of our caucus, very talented. They're positive. They are hearing good things from their riding. So we think if we keep focused again on not ourselves, but on Canadians and on what Canadians need. And that's a voice for them and for those who are seeing their taxes possibly raised, worried about jobs. So we do think that we have a very positive future. We have an exciting leadership race coming up. And as you mentioned, we were just in Halifax at our caucus meeting, where we are looking forward to the future, and we know that there's a lot of good things that we can do for Canadians, even in opposition.
One final thing, while I've got you here, speaking of that leadership race, you know there are some candidates already in it, perhaps more yet to come. Your take on who you think has got what it takes?
Well, now that I'm part of the leadership team, I will remain neutral in terms of the leadership race. But, you know, I recall I first got involved in politics helping some leadership candidates, and I just know how exciting it is, how it's a time to get new people involved in not only the party, but talking about conservative principles and conservative policy. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing who else might put their name in the race, and when the debates start in the next few months, just seeing how the different potential leaders and the candidates present their ideas. I think it's very good for the party, obviously, and it'll be good for us as a caucus.
Candice Bergen joining us from Ottawa. Great to have you on today. All the best and congratulations on the new
Thank
role.
you.
We'll be watching.
Thank you very much, Todd.